Hey there, hi there, ho there, and hello. Welcome back to Mike's Hard Reviews and Mike's Book and Booze Club. My name is Michael. I'm a bartender from Southwest Michigan. Today, we're continuing our look at the Lyrics and Libations Ultimate 90s Cocktail Playlist Recipe Book with our next song in the listings. Last time we looked at Enjoy the Silence by Depeche Mode, and this time moving on to You Can't Touch This by MC Hammer. This is a cool one because I learned a lot, and frankly, I'm impressed, and also a little upset. You Can't Touch This was the third single on MC Hammer's third studio album, Please Hammer, Don't Hurt 'Em, which was released in 1990. Apparently, the album was filmed over the course of 1989 and 1990 in a modified tour bus, which was really interesting to hear. But on top of that, it is easily one of the most influential albums in rap history, and I find that to be kind of hilariously ironic. This album is the first album in the rap genre to ever go platinum in terms of sales performance, and on top of that, You Can't Touch This won 2 different Grammy noms at the 1991 Grammys. It won the award for Best R&B Song and Best Solo Rap Performance. I looked at both those lineups. The rap performance, that is perfectly fine. R&B song, totally snubbed both Janet Jackson and Terry Hill, I think is his last name. Totally snubbed him. Totally BS. That being said, it can't be understated how important this song is both from a musical perspective and from a cultural perspective, because this is easily one of the longest standing musical memes from the 1990s. The music video for You Can't Touch This has been mimicked and mocked in so many varying ways because of how MC Hammer plays around with the dancing and the choreography and the eponymous hammer pants that I think everybody can hear the name MC Hammer and go, oh, that's the You Can't Touch This guy. That's pretty cool. Needless to say, You Can't Touch This is a seriously important song, and while MC Hammer didn't retain the popularity he had in the 1990s, today he definitely still stands as an important figure in music history, especially when we look at the 90s. And I think it's time we honor that by taking a sip of a You Can't Touch This. Let's talk about the ingredients. For this cocktail, you are going to need vodka, spiced rum, amaretto, mango juice, pineapple juice, and for garnish, some cherries. Normally, I'm a huge proponent of the idea of keeping as many of your ingredients separate from one another as possible so you can control how much of those ingredients show up in your final product. However, as a means of preventing a lot of food waste, I went for these Dole mango and pineapple juice combos. I didn't know these existed, actually. I was at the store buying both of these things, and I ended up finding that by accident, and I was like, well, this is the perfect time to use this. This is exactly what I need. For our purposes, we'll get the job done, but keep in mind that this might not be the most accurate interpretation of this cocktail, because I don't know what the proportion is in this. It could be 90-10 pineapple mango, it could be 50-50, it could be 99-1, and that's a scary thought that they can probably pull that off legally. Anyway, that's enough waxing poetical. Let's grab a shaker and get moving. We're going to start this off with 3/4 of an ounce of amaretto. We'll come behind that with our mango and pineapple juices. We need 2.5 ounces of each, so 5 ounces in total of our combo of those two. Come behind that with 1 ounce of a spiced rum and 1 ounce of vodka. This drink is fucking massive. That's how nice, and give that a shake. All right, we're going to grab our tin, cap that up, and give that a shake for 10 to 15 seconds to chill and combine. For serving, we're going to grab a chilled Collins glass out of our freezer. We fill this up with some smaller ice. We're going to take our cocktail, get our strainer in place, and just double strain that in. As a garnish, we're going to grab our cherries, spear a couple of those onto a cocktail pick, and then lay them on top of our drink, like so. That, ladies and gentlemen, You Can't Touch This. Cheers. All right, I'll give this one a taste. I'm gonna throw a straw in there and just give that a sip. I am holistically unimpressed. Much like Janet Jackson in 1991, I feel a little snubbed. So let's talk about a couple of things, because I knew this one was going to be rough right off the bat for a couple of reasons. First of which is our split base prospect of rum and vodka. First of all, mixing anything with vodka just makes the spirit that you're using aside from that a lot less complicated, a lot less potent, a lot less strong. so you're not going to taste it as well as you would if you had 2 ounces of it in there. I would immediately switch to just using 2 ounces of spiced rum instead of rum and vodka. Furthermore, this is not necessarily what I would call a good rum. As far as spiced rum goes, this Captain Morgan 100 proof actually seems like it has a couple of legs to stand on, but it isn't necessarily a real rum in the fact that it doesn't have a lot of the characteristics you're looking for when you reach for a bottle of Plantation 3-Star or even Gosling's Overproof or other similar black rums. Just doesn't have the character that it needs to stand up to the other flavors going on here. And on top of that, I want to talk about just how obscenely juicy this drink is. It is mostly, when you taste it, pineapple and mango. And that's not a bad thing, but because we've taken those juices and diluted them by shaking them and adding spirits and other flavors, they're not as potent and not as rich as they could be if you were just drinking juice. And frankly, I think I would have a better experience doing that. There's so much juice in here that there's still like half a cocktail maybe. Like you could use this as like one of those like milkshake like extra flow tins or whatever. It's ridiculous how big this drink is. So really, it's just this very flat experience that's led by the fruit flavors of the juice, but those aren't even as strong as they could be otherwise. And don't even ask me why there's 3/4 of an ounce of Amaretto in here. I can barely tell it's there. And honestly, I knew that was gonna be the case. This is just not a good cocktail. And not from the perspective of I don't like it. I'm gonna finish it. I don't think it's like disgusting or anything like that, but it's definitely not balanced, it's not nuanced, it's not using the idea of a split base properly, it's not examining how fruit juices need to have like backbone and acidity to them to really stand up to some of these things. It feels much like the reviews that Hammer Please Don't Hurt 'Em got in the 90s, lukewarm. That's a quote from Wikipedia. That's not me saying that. Wikipedia is the one who they list that specifically in terms of like the reception for the album. Well, thank you all so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed this episode, go ahead and click the like button down below and subscribe to catch the next episode of the series where we continue to take a look at the recipes in the Ultimate 90s Cocktail Playlist by Reader and Brias. If you guys are enjoying this content, I'm going to keep making it. I've got a whole bunch of books up here to go through, so stay tuned. Thanks for watching again. I'll see y'all around. Goodbye.